What up, YouTube? G for Elite here once again, and pretty much this video is just gonna be me answering a quick question. Someone asked me why don't I like Dragon Ball Z Kai. Because I guess previously I gave off the hint that I didn't really like it, and that I wasn't a Dragon Ball Z fan. But that's far from the truth. I am a Dragon Ball Z fan. I love Dragon Ball Z. It's one of the greatest animes ever, But I don't really like Dragon Ball Z Kai because it didn't have the same feel as the Dragon Ball Z I used to like, And it all came down to the music, basically, whether you wanted to admit it or not, It all came down to the music. Bruce Faulconer on the Dragon Ball Z we seen on Toonami, wasn't beating the Bruce Faulconer soundtrack. There was Dragon Ball Z Kai don't have that epic music. I mean, you really gotta think back to what drew you to Dragon Ball Z, If you really want to get technical, it was those long power-up sequences, and it was the epic music. You gotta think back to Vegeta's theme, the Hell's Bells. You really gotta think back. That was an epic theme. Or think back to in Dragon Ball Z when Goku went Super Saiyan 3, the songs that played. So fucking epic. Vegeta's piano, Vegeta's piano theme, when he went powered up, epicness. Everybody had like a awesome song. Like every song on the soundtrack was so compelling, and so you could it gave you goosebumps with them long power ups with the epic music. It gave you goosebumps, you was like, this shit is epic as fuck, With Dragon Ball Z Kai, there was no epic music. It was fucking Godzilla type music, It was kind of like almost the original Japanese Dragon Ball Z soundtrack, which I didn't like. I liked the Bruce Faulconer version when he does the soundtrack, So that's simply why I don't like Dragon Ball Z. They cut out Dragon Ball Z Kai just cut out the themes I liked. They cut out some of the lines I liked. They cut out some of the long power-ups that was epic, that some of us do go back on YouTube to look up. Some of us look this shit up just to go back and reminisce, and you try to watch it on Kai, they took the shit out. Or shortened it, really. I mean, so that's the reason I don't like it. It just didn't give me the same feel like that, If for them to make me like it, put the Bruce Faulconer music back in and try to extend the power-up sequences like you used to. I ain't saying put the filler back in there, because I did hate the filler too, but I'm saying I did like the long power-ups. I did like that. I did like and the soundtrack was epic. So pretty much that's what it came down to, and that's pretty much why I pick the original Dragon Ball Z that I know of, rather than the new Dragon Ball Z Kai with this fucking Godzilla fucking Avatar music. I don't know what the fuck they did with that shit. But yeah, that's the only difference. That's why I like Dragon Ball Z and why I don't like Dragon Ball Z Kai. But yeah, you can hit me up in the comments below. Tell me which one do you prefer. Do you prefer the original Japanese soundtrack? Do you prefer the original Toonami and Bruce Faulconer edit soundtrack? Or do you just like this new Dragon Ball Z Kai? Just tell me, hit me up in the comments below. G4 Elite here. I'm signing off, and thank you for the question.